Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net, and today I'm playing with the Cutest Cows photopolymer stamp set and the coordinating punch. I have fallen in love with this set. It is so cheeky and so cute. Now I do have a little bit of a hint for you if you're going to be using this punch, so I'm going to show you that now. So when you have the punches like this that build together and make something, if you punch it out on some scrap paper, now I'm using this bright sort of yellowy one so you can see what I'm doing, line up the stamp into that. So you've got the head and the body of this one. The other two pieces go on top of the punch out, but these two can then be stamped together and they will fit into your punch perfectly. So if you do one as a guide, use that to line it up, and you can see here it then punches the head and the body perfectly. Now you do get these extra pieces, which is an extra piece of hair, an extra piece around his mouth and a nose piece in case you wanted to build him up further. But for the main bit, which is what I'm going to be doing today, that is a great way of getting it done. Now, why I've already got these lined up perfectly on my block, I'm going to stamp a whole host of them out, lots and lots and lots, and I'm going to do a few different projects over the next few weeks to showcase this gorgeous little chap to you. Okay, so this video is going to be at the start of all the projects, and there's going to be a few of them that we work through. My tip for you if you do this is to work right to left rather than left to right, because you can see just in the side of the stamp, the punch is going over where the stamped image would have been. You can get more out of your paper if you do it right to left. And there we are. Loads of heads and loads of bodies, and they haven't been punched through because you've done them the right way around, and it's easier because you use the mask to start off with. So watch out over the next few weeks. There'll be quite a few videos showcasing these cute little guys to you, but let's have a look at what one we're going to be making today. So this is the card that we're going to be creating today. I think this is the cutest card that I've made with a cow, and I love it. It's using this milk urn, and then I've used that to stamp my own background. So you're going to be wanting to get a piece of basic white. This is 10.5 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres. You want your milk urn, and then you want some Memento ink, and you're going to be stamping this across the card. Now there's no specific pattern, so mix it up. One of my tips is to try not to make these things symmetrical when you very first start. Otherwise, you then get tied into a symmetrical pattern and you spend the whole card trying to chase where you were and keeping it straight. So if you start it off by being random and not being symmetrical, it won't then matter and you won't have to worry about it. So just get the whole card filled up with these milk urns. And I'm going to keep going over even at the edge, and you can see it's hanging off the edge, but that's fine. And what you could do if you wanted to make these as bulk is you could do a whole A4 sheet like this and then chop it, and you'd get 4 cards for the same value as one. Now for colouring these in, I'm using light soft suede here. I'm also going to be using light and dark crumb cake so that I can get the colours going on the urns. Now I was thinking of doing these in a pebbled path or a smoky slate or one of our grey silver tones, but because I want my cow to have a brown tone, I thought the card will probably look softer if the milk churns are also done in the brownish colour. And don't worry, as you're going through, you're bound to miss bits because that's how we work. So this is the light crumb cake that's going over the top of it, and a little bit of dark just to spread the colour around as well. Now, when you go through it, you'll notice that there's some shading that's been missed. That's natural because there's so many of them, and you'll find those afterwards and be able to colour them in. So if you look down towards the right-hand corner, I've missed doing the darker colour at the bottom of the milk urn, and I'll just come in and fill that in a bit. Now, because this is going to be a background piece, you don't have to worry about it being really neat. It won't notice. People will look at it and their attraction will go to the front piece. You just need to make sure that they're on there and the colour's on there. So this is light and dark soft sea foam. So I've put that around the edge where the shading is. Stampin' Up stamps are really good for that. They highlight where the shaded bits can be when you're colouring it in. So if you're new to colouring, don't worry. Where you see the shaded bit on the stamp, and there's a shaded bit on the left-hand side of that milk urn, that's where you put your dark, and then you blend it in with your light. Okay, and just keep going through until they're all done. I loved this effect, so the sentiment I was going to put on the top wasn't going to be massive. I cut a circle. This is using the 2 3/8 circle punch, and then got my cow who's going to sit perfectly on that circle. So now it's colouring in Little Daisy. So I've used wild wheat for Daisy's spots and for her hair and her nose. And then I'm using the light soft suede that I used on the urns for her feet and her ears, just to give it some definition. I used ivory for her nose, and then I'm coming in with the light crumb cake and doing the rest of her body. That way she still has the same tone as the milk churns behind us, so it's not going to look odd or really stand out. If I'd have used grey or silvers for those milk churns, that would have been what stood out, and it would have distracted from Daisy. So pop some dimensionals on her back, and you can use one of the dimensionals to affix her head like I have, so that you can get it in the right position to the body. I quite like her head being a little bit askew, as I think it makes her look inquisitive and cute. Stick her onto your circle. Now what you could have done is you could have used the grass here and put her some grass underneath so she was standing on the grass. I chose not to, and like I said, I wanted a small sentiment so that it didn't detract too much from my hand stamped DSP, so I've just put congratulations on there. And then I'm going to cut it out and create a little rectangular box to add onto the card. Pop some dimensionals on the back as well so it pops up like she does, and for this it's perfect to use the edge of the dimensionals around the side, which is what I've done. So I've got a straight strip and it covers that because the dimensionals are too fat. Add that onto your circle, adhere some Tombow or some multi-purpose liquid glue onto the back and stick it onto your card. You can put it wherever you like, but I actually quite liked it in the middle. And then you just need your card base. Now for this card, I went a little bit off what I usually do. Normally I'd stick this onto a basic white cardstock that I already have cut and scored at the side of my desk. But for this, I've decided to use some soft sea foam. You need a piece of A4, cut it in half, and then score that in half, and it'll create an A6 card base. Soft sea foam is a light colour, so you can still write on it. You don't have to put a panel in the middle. But I just thought it was going to give it a little bit of pop, means that's the colour of the milk churns, and I quite liked that. Then you can just decorate it up with any embellishments that you like. I've decided to use the adhesive back sequins, so quick and so simple. I love sequins, but sometimes they're messy to use, not these adhesive back ones. So useful. And there's my finished card. What do you think? Here's a closer look at it. It's using the Cutest Cow stamp set, which is available from the mini catalogue. If you do like it, please do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, as it really helps my interactions, and everything I've used today is available from my store, www.slimandstylish.stampingup.net. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.